어떤 말로 표현할 수 있을까?
Yes, like you said, I come from humble beginnings. I grew up in Oklahoma in a small town. I grew up in rental properties. We moved around a whole bunch. And so coming from that to where I'm at now, it's been a big change. I started in, one of my first real jobs was selling cars. And so I started in that solely with the goal of learning sales. So I was a pastor at a church, or in ministry, and then kind of transitioned into becoming a pastoral role. Worked there for 10 years. And it's funny because it's such a similar job to working in real estate. It's listening and helping people with their problems.
So you want to introduce yourself, Travis?
Should I introduce you? I'm here with my good friend Josh, who you guys all know and love, who's done $10 million in lending in the next year. And he's amazing.
So I love that. Even your background in selling cars gave you that sales experience, and then your time being a pastor taught you people skills, especially listening. And then now the real estate obviously gives you the background for the real estate investing part.
Exactly. So it's funny how it transitions to the same, but it really taught me the value of that I have two ears and one mouth, and that I should listen twice as much as I talk. And in this world, like, it's just people. It's a people business, and it's just around a house or a place to live. And it's one of the key pieces that everyone deals with is housing. And so it's just fun how God has used that piece of my life, the real estate piece, married with the 10 years of pastor training. And my 5-year goal, what am I striving for? It's changed. I've pivoted because it really is it's really reflecting on my own internal self of what do I want, what has God put in my heart to achieve. It takes a lot of thought and really thinking about what am I good at? What has God blessed me with as far as my skills and my purpose? And for me, I've really honed it down to 3 things that I want to marry my Everest with, and that's faith, family, and fun.
What does that mean?
So yeah, good question. So faith, for me, being outdoors in this God's creation, that is number one. It's faith is a big piece of my life, and it always has been. Family, that marries well. I mean, my family is second to God, is number 2. And then fun. I love having fun. So putting those 3 things together in a purpose-driven Everest. And so what that means for me is it is really about RV parks and affordable homes. And so my ultimate goal is in 5 years, I want to be generating $50,000 a month in passive income through the avenues of RV parks and affordable homes. And the reason I blend those two is, number one, RV parks is you can have faith, family, and fun at RV parks. My family and I spend every single year, every summer, we spend multiple weeks camping in our camper, in our RV. And there's so much fun to be had at RV parks. A sense of community that's built with your neighbors and just with your family. It's outdoors. I view it as God's creation, and it's amazing. And it's just fun. Kids riding their bikes and having a great time. So I want to be able to provide that for other people. And then affordable, it comes into the RV parks as well, because there's always people that are living at the RV park full time because it's affordable. And so you kind of get to marry the both. Am I only doing RV parks? No, I want to focus on other things as well. But it is the culmination of faith, family, and fun, in my opinion. And that's what I want to focus on.
Awesome. And I know you have a heart to provide affordable housing for families. Where does that come from?
Yep, so good question. I definitely have a heart for affordable housing. And it comes down to not just affordable housing, but affordable home ownership. I feel like that's the difference. For me, Section 8 housing and subsidized housing is great, and I'm a big fan of that. But for me, home ownership is the best way to help someone change their generational wealth and pass down the legacy to their kids. And so affordable home ownership is key. And for me, I grew up in rental homes my whole life. And so I moved 9-10 times. We never lived in a home that we owned. And so for me, home ownership didn't seem that attainable. It was my only goal, was I wanted to own a home of my own. $100,000 home will seem like a monster of a dream. And fast forward to now, I've definitely gone past that dream. Yeah, that's fine. Or easy restaurants right there. COVID, we had stay-at-home orders. And to your point, it was scary, and technology and everything. It was just a crazy time. And so we left in our camper for a month, and just to disconnect, to go be with our own thoughts, to be away with our family, to connect together and grow together. And I think for us, that piece is why we love disconnecting and going out in the outdoors. Is because our phones don't work, technology doesn't work, and we have to do this and be together in community around a fire, hanging out, versus watching the TV and the hustle and bustle of our calendars dinging and going here and going there, and it just helps remove a lot of that. Well,
Yeah, and I love that you and your wife are working together. Such great synergy, and you guys also really have a heart to mentor people. Both, I know you guys have been like a leader, a mentor, both in real estate investing and also other realtors in your company. So share a little bit about that.
yeah, we have the privilege. Well, first of all, I have the privilege of working alongside my wife. As we've talked before, it's such a gift that I get to do that, both investing and the retail side. I think for us, for both Ingrid and I, like we've been poured into, and it's all about giving back. And so, what fun is having all this information if you can't share it with someone? I mean, like truly. And so, both of us, I mean, we have had these conversations where we're like, we need to figure out how do we do this and still respect our own time, because it can't just be nonstop. But you know, if you have somebody that has a heart for helping others and they want to learn and educate themselves, like we feel like it's our responsibility to help teach them.
That's awesome. So I know you talked about the importance of relationships and taking action, but we also know that in real estate, things don't always go perfect. So what would you say to someone who's maybe afraid to take action because they're afraid something's going to go wrong?
I'd first say it will. It's just a matter of when. And that's okay. Because taking action and saying yes, that's the key, is for me is saying yes even though you don't know what step 8 is and you're on step 1. You have to say yes in order to get step 8. And so I think the key is kind of viewing it a little bit as like you're building the plane as you fly it. You have to say yes and just start. Say yes until you get to a no. Whether it's partnership or a relationship or a deal, you don't want to, set yourself up for failure, but you have to take action, and action often means saying yes to at least trying. And so, like for myself, I told you, like I'm coming off of a deal that it was a failure. I lost money, and it was painful, and it sucked, flat out. But am I a better, stronger, smarter person now on this side of it than I was before? Absolutely. Didn't mean it didn't hurt, but would I do it all over again and not do it? No, because the valuable lesson I've got is worth more than the loss.
Yeah, and I really respect that, because even in that deal, even though you lost money, you still paid your investor back their return.
Yep.
And you have a perfect track record of borrowing $1.5 million and paying everyone back successfully.
Yep.
So there was that one bad experience and maybe another, other ones, but how does that compare to the number of successful relationships and deals that you've done?
Oh, it's not even comparable. It's not even the same ballpark. Having one bad experience, relationship, that I can grow from and learn from, compared to all the amazing wins that I've had. I count my blessings because I've been in this for 15 years and this is my first loss. So, did I think at some point it would happen? Absolutely, because all the books say it will happen. But I was fortunate enough that it didn't happen until this year. The ultimate lesson I've learned in looking back at 15 years, and this one specifically, is that I learn the most and grow the most when I have the biggest headaches. The wins feel good and they're fun, but I don't learn as much. And so for me, like, I don't set out to fail by any means or have an oops or a hurdle, but when I look back, that's when I'm learning the most. And when I learn the most, that's how I scale the fastest. So they kind of go hand in hand.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your story, your experiences, to help both of our audiences. And if people want to learn more, they want to reach out to you or your wife, how can they find you?
Yep. So all the socials, I'm at the Travis Hall. My wife is Ingrid S. Hall on all the socials. And yeah, I'd love to connect.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.